So just before we start working on the error handling for our geolocation lookup in our API, I thought it might be useful to look at the live site as it is, and also just check that geolocation is actually working. And we'll have a quick sneaky peek into the database to make sure that the string for the user's location is being written accordingly. Okay, so here we are on the live site. We're not on the actual local host at the moment. This is what we've pushed live to our domain. It looks exactly the same as our local host because we've just pushed the code up and rebuilt it in the pipeline. So we'll just create a new rickroll now. And you can see we've got the short URL and it's got the domain, the full domain for the redirecting URL that we updated in our environment a few lessons ago. And you can see here in the network tab, we've got a request with the payload of the selected target for the video that we've just chosen. So if we just copy that to our clipboard, paste it into our browser, and that should do the redirect for us. That seems to be working okay. What we want to know really is if that geolocation has worked okay from our IP lookup that we implemented in the previous tutorial. So what we'll do is we'll head on over to the MongoDB CLI, and this is the one that's actually running on the server. You might be able to see here on the video, I'm actually connected onto the DigitalOcean droplet, and I'm using the Mongo CLI that we saw a few lessons ago just to interrogate the database. So we'll say db URLs find, and we'll just find all of the URLs. There's just that one in there. I've cleared down the database just before we started the video. So you can see here, this is the URL that we've just used and accessed, and it's got that target with the selected URL, and that's the timestamp. And you can see here, this is what we're interested in, this geolocation lookup. So if you remember from yesterday's tutorial, what we've done with the IP API service is we've got the city, the region and the country of where the request was made. And again, this isn't massively accurate, but it'll be useful to use and display when we generate our stats pages. But I just wanted to come in here and show you that that is working. And this is what the output of that IP lookup, that geolocation lookup, actually looks like when it's been put into the database. So that's it for this tutorial, just a quick check to see if the geolocation is working. In the next tutorial, we'll go back to our code and take a look at the error handling for the IP lookup, because if that fails, or if we're using a local host, we might want to not make the call and put in the appropriate information into this location property within the redirects. But that's it for this tutorial. Make sure you stay tuned for more web dev tips.